Hi, Chris back again here. So we've done the firebox and yeah, it's looking pretty good. We've done the tower, that's also looking pretty good. And when we orbit here, let's pin it down a bit. When we orbit, we can see that we actually haven't cut the steel away. All we've done is taken it down to that edge. So let's go to isometric. Let's do a cut. So that body that's there, let's turn it off by the little light bulb. And this section here, we want to cut through to not this front face, but the back face. So let's give it a go. Let's come up to create. And before I do that, just make sure that you're in Firebox and it's active. So let's create and extrude. And it says extrude the profile select, so we'll zoom in a bit and we'll pick on that. And because we're going to be cutting through, I also want to pick this middle one, so I'll hold the shift down and pick that one. And zoom out a bit. Instead of doing a new body, what we want to do is do a cut this time. So let's have a look at the distance. So the extent, instead of distance, we hit the down arrow, we can go to object. And this is the trick. If you hit orbit and orbit it up, because we want to cut it through, and then I'll just go escape to get out of orbit, I want to extent to object, I want to go to this face of that object. So if I go to that, see how it's gone all the way through, but if I hit this one and then say OK, and now when we go back to our isometric, you'll see that it's cut all the way through. And if we turn that body back on now, and if we zoom in, it hasn't gone all the way through, is it? It's stopped where it was. So we can change that by coming into that extrude, right-hand clicking, and edit that feature. So we just drag that little arrow back a bit. So it's actually to an object. So let's just go to a distance, see if we can do that. Drag it back so we can see it's dragged back, and then change it to an object. But what's happening is it's working on here in the timeline on that one. What we've got to do is bring that cut in front of that extrude. So we just go to cancel and see that where it says that there, that cut. If I drag that in our timeline, so now that cut is in front of this. So then when I right hand click on this and edit that feature, and I think I'm right in doing this, yep. And go a distance, and we'll just shift that back. And then we will, instead of the distance, we'll go to object, and now we've got an object to go to. We can go to that face, and yeah, it is to that face, and we can say OK. And now when we look in, we've made that change. Woohoo!